Hi friends, let's continue our conversation on the topic of the small intestine. And today I want to tell you that often when people have an inflammation in the small intestine, they may have secondary and tertiary effect because of this inflammation. So what could be the inflammation? Irritable bowel syndrome, or just abdominal pain, or gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, or both constipation and diarrhea. All of those are symptoms of inflammation. And if there is an inflammation of a certain period of time, people may have a secondary symptoms because small intestine is responsible for food digestion and absorption, is responsible for control of the mood. Small intestine is responsible for control of production of hydrochloric acid. It's responsible for immune system or regulation immune system. It's responsible for gallbladder production of bile, and it's responsible for production of pancreatic juices. Now, I already had a video on this topic, but I decided to make this video more palatable. So let's talk why people develop those secondary symptoms. Now, you're looking at the picture of the small intestine. It's a microscopic picture. You see here villi and crypts, and they are lined by different types of the cells: enterocytes, dendritic cells, neuroendocrine cells, goblet, stem cells, and penis cells. Look at the function of those cells. Enterocytes, right here on the top of the villi. They're responsible for absorption, and they have a lot of fingers-like extensions, so make sure that there is absorptive surface is enormous. So to make sure that a lot of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, fat, all of that and pieces of protein get absorbed. Goblet cells are right here, yellow, and they are responsible for production of mucus. Penis cells and dendritic cells are responsible to fight bacteria, viral, and fungal infection. And when that's happened, they will send a signal back to the central immune system telling them, hey, listen, we already seen this infection in the digestive tract. Build the immunity. And next time you see that, we will have a faster response. And they also control how much bad bacteria and good bacteria in the digestive tract. Stem cells are responsible for the reproduction when the villi and the cells, enterocytes, for example, die. New cells are made out of stem cells. Look at the neuroendocrine cells. They make different hormones that have local effect, an effect on the whole body or distant effect. For example, serotonin, secretin, cholecystokinin, somatostatin, vasoactive peptides, glucagon, histamine, and gastric inhibitory peptide. Now, you are looking at the picture. On the left are normal villi and crypts. They are tall, and here on the surface of the villi, we have all those different cells. Here, the picture of inflammation. You see that villi are slashed, crypts are not there, and there is a lot of inflammatory cells are here underneath. Now, think about that. What will happen when we have inflammation? So villi get slashed. As a result, what can we expect? Fewer enterocytes. As a result, absorption is drastically decreased. And depends what kind of substance is decreased, or maybe all of them: vitamins, minerals, protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Those type of clinical symptoms person will have. For example, vitamin D absorption, when it's decreased, then we develop vitamin D deficiency, then osteopenia and osteoporosis set. Goblet cells, yellow mucus, less yellow mucus, less protection for those cells that are lining here in the small intestine. Penis cells and dendritic cells, again, when bacteria, viruses are coming into the digestive tract, they're responsible to attack them. For example, H. pylori comes in. If there are fewer dendritic cells here, then inflammation is not mounted, then person develop H. pylori infection. Now, let's talk about neuroendocrine cells. Fewer neuroendocrine cells, as a result, less serotonin. Serotonin is antidepressant. What happened? Person has a low mood or depression. Secretin regulates production of hydrochloric acid and pancreatic digestive juices. Less pancreatic digestive juices, less digestion. Pancreatic juices will digest protein, carbohydrates, and fat. If they are not digested, as a result, a lot of that gets lost right into the bathroom. Cholecystokinin, this one. Cholecyst means gallbladder, responsible for the movement of the gallbladder. If there are fewer cells, those blue ones, neuroendocrine cells, if there is less cholecystokinin produced, gallbladder supposed to contract, it is not contracting. As a result, bile will stay there. As a result, sludge get formed, and then eventually gallbladder stones. Person will have, obviously, pain. Somatostatin, this one, is responsible for the feedback given to stomach and telling stomach, stop to produce hydrochloric acid. If there are fewer those neuroendocrine cells, less somatostatin produced, hydrochloric acid in the stomach produced and produced and produced. As a result, person has gastritis and eventually may have acid reflux. The other is, let's talk about gastric inhibitory peptide, which will decrease production of hydrochloric acid and decrease motility of the stomach. So less peptide, more production of hydrochloric acid, more motility, stomach is moving, food and hydrochloric acid goes into esophagus, acid reflux. So what I want to do in the next few videos, I want to talk about, while you are trying to solve the problem that goes on in the small intestine and identify underlying cause, why do I have this inflammation in the small intestine and what to do about that? What you can do to mitigate those secondary symptoms. If that's a low mood, depression, what kind of supplements you can take to help you to stay and try to find the cause of inflammation in the small intestine, or what supplements you can take to make sure that immune system stays strong. Otherwise, person will be constantly getting sick and getting bacterial and viral infection. Okay, so thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye. Like, subscribe.